honoring these women and the sacrifices they made, and we are telling them that we're not letting this fight go. We are taking it over the finish line for them and for our daughters and granddaughters.
That's right.
Nellie Barnes. Hilda Blumberg.
Eunice Brannon.
In this very place, hundreds of women fought persistently and silently for suffrage. They were called the Silent Sentinels, and they stood watch every day from dawn to dusk for 2.5 years in front of the White House until American women won the right to vote. On November 14th, 1917, 32 of those women were arrested and taken by train to the Occoquan Workhouse Prison in Lorton, Virginia. All of the women were dragged to filthy punishment cells. Many women were picked up, their bodies wrenched and banged onto the floor. All were cruelly manhandled and had their arms twisted and yanked. Some were punched. All of the women were battered and bruised. None had any food or drink offered for over 36 hours. Several women decided to extend the lack of food and went on hunger strikes. This melee became known as the Night of Terror. And now, here are some of the testimonies from those women in their own words.
It was about 7:30 at night when we got to Occoquan Workhouse. Punishment cells is what they called them, and mine was filthy. I had no window save a slip at the top, and no furniture but an iron bed covered with a thin straw pad, and an open toilet flushed from outside the cell.
We had only lain there a few minutes, trying to get our breath, when Mrs. Lewis was literally thrown in. Her head struck the iron bed. We thought she was dead. She didn't move.
We were crying over her as we lifted her to the pad on my bed, where Mr. Whitaker came to the door and told us not to dare speak, or he would put the brace and bit in our mouths and the straitjacket on our bodies.
It is unthinkable that a national government which represents women should ignore the issue of the right of all women to political freedom. And with Lucy Burns' words ringing in our ears, we are here 100 years later to call attention to the fact that we are still facing the same unthinkable response by our government. Still no equality for women.
We have good news, a round of proclamations from the queens.
Daughters and sisters, mothers and wives.
The Equal Rights Amendment to the United States Constitution, which would provide women with a guarantee of basic civil and human rights protections under the law, has still not been ratified.
We at Equal Means Equal believe that the failure to provide women and girls with equal rights under the law is disgraceful and criminal act that can no longer be tolerated.
We at Equal Means Equal vow to see the ratification of the final 2 necessary states to complete the journey of the Equal Rights Amendment within this legislative year, whatever it takes.
Take a stand for your rights.
Join us at equalmeansequal.org.
Sign up today and join us outside the White House.
Thank
Every
you.
woman and girl, we've come a long way, but not